Hey everybody, it's Mike Weller from the Weller Group at Keller Williams Realty here in Yorba Linda. We are here for our latest edition of What's Going On Around Yorba Linda with Anthony Johnson. Hey Anthony.
Hey Mike, how's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. So if you haven't noticed, we're in a little bit of a different setting this time. We are at Smart Fit Method in Yorba Linda, the packing house right in the center of the city here. It's Simone Lecompte's new gym that she opened up last year? When did she open exactly? Earlier this year?
I think it was earlier this year.
Earlier this year being earlier 2023. So the evolution of what's going on around Yorba Linda, we started on Zoom during COVID. We started doing some at my office, which was okay. And then we started hitting some of the restaurants around town. We've done that a few times now. I think we're taking it to a whole other level now, Anthony.
Yes.
Yeah. So we'll be riding the bike this whole time. So we're going to try to be quick here because we can't last too long on the bikes here. So
no, we can't.
Anyway, so it's here. It's December 2023, just for some context if you're seeing this later. And new business is opening this past quarter. It's a little slower. It's kind of a slow time of year for business openings in general. But we do have some new restaurants that are coming. I think we've talked about most of them before, but just to recap, so you don't have to go back and watch the last video we did. So where are we at, Anthony?
Yeah, so we have Broken Yoke, still planning on being opened up in Main Street. Last I heard, they're just waiting for a couple of infrastructure improvements to be done, as well as a new updated plan for their restaurant. Mm-hmm. Other than that, we also have Hoots, which is that take on Hooters. It's just gonna be a fast casual restaurant that's opening up in the town center.
So wing place, no waitresses.
Yes,
right.
Wings, no waitresses. And then we also have the Dive, which is an oyster bar opening up in East Lake Village.
We didn't really know as much about that when you first told me about it. So it's an oyster place.
Yes. Okay. It's an oyster bar opening up in the former Joaquin's restaurant space. And then we still have the American Ninja Warrior gym that's opening up in Savvy Ranch.
That's going to be a very exciting one.
Yes, I'm excited for that one.
Yeah. Okay, so that's what's coming here, what you could expect in 2024, first half of 2024.
Yes.
Business opening, they're always a little fluid. There's a lot of moving parts. So, but look for all of those places coming next year. So, the big thing in Yorba Linda coming next year probably is
the housing element.
And explain what that is in 18 seconds or less.
I'll try to. So many of you may remember last year, Measure Z, it was going to rezone some areas in Yorba Linda to try to comply with state law. Yorba Linda has to zone for 2,400 and some units, housing units. That measure failed last year. This time around, the city formed a committee full of citizens from all around Yorba Linda. That citizens committee developed a new housing element plan that was recently approved by the city council. The main update with this plan was it was taking 800 units from around the city of Yorba Linda and inputting it into Savvy Ranch. And so it does decrease the housing units around the city. That plan was approved by the city council earlier this month or last month, and it is now up with the state for approval before it comes back down here. So please be on the lookout for that. The city is planning on doing some more community outreach and hosting more community meetings. You can go to ylocalcontrol.com to find out more information about that.
Okay. And the important thing to know and understand about that is, like, we as a city need to come up with something, or the state is going to come up with something for us that everybody's going to like a whole lot less than whatever plan we come up with now. Nothing's going to be perfect, but we can come up with something a lot better than what the state's going to shove down our throat.
Exactly. Right. And the main thing about that is with the state, they will allow any builder to come into Yorba Linda and build whatever they want, regardless of what our city's policies are.
They can basically bypass zoning and permitting and everything. And
exactly.
So that builder recourse is an ugly thing.
It is.
So that's coming in 2024, and like Anthony said, that the plan that's out there is something that was put together by a group of people that live all across Yorba Linda. So there was a lot of meetings on that, and they came up with the plan that, again, not everybody is going to think is absolutely perfect, but overall probably a pretty good plan and gets us compliant with the state.
Exactly.
So,
It's pretty much the best that we can do for our scenario.
Okay. And now speaking, and I think there's a little bit of confusion out there because there is that plan that the Citizens Committee has come up with. But I know there's something a little bit more going on in East Yorba Linda in the Bryant Ranch Shopping Center where the Rinks is. And do you want to talk about that? Because I do think there's some community confusion there.
Yeah, so in the plan from 2022 with Measure Z last year, it was originally allocated to build around 300 units in that area. This new plan that the Citizen Committee came up with brought it all the way down to around 70 units, which is a big decrease.
70 residential units within the confines of that existing shopping center.
Correct.
Okay. Yep.
And so the property owner does not like that and wants to stick at the maximum of around 300 units. And so because of that, they have started their own process and trying to create their own ballot initiative to zone their property for about 300 units. So they are currently going out right now and trying to collect signatures from residents of Yorba Linda so that way they could put that measure on the ballot to allow them to build up to 300 units on their property. When you are going out and about and you see people that are trying to collect signatures, please make sure you are reading that entire document and make sure you know what you are reading. If you do have any questions, please do contact Yorba Linda City Hall and they will be able to clarify any questions you may have. And that way you know exactly what you are signing, whether you are in favor or against that potential proposal.
And if you're not sure, somebody approaches you with a petition, a sign to put something on the ballot, and you're not sure, you're not familiar with it, I always suggest, whatever it is, don't sign something on the spot. Go do your research and just find out a way to get back in touch with them to get your signature on that petition if it's something that you're in favor of. So, but understand if you are approached about that is not the city's proposal that's going to be on the ballot. This is a separate proposal put forth by a private party individual to redevelopment their private property. So that's what that is. That's what that is. So, and again, any questions, like Anthony said, reach out to City Hall and they're happy to answer them for you. So beyond that, you are on the Traffic Commission.
Yes.
You guys don't do anything, right?
No, none.
What are you up to?
Yeah, so we are currently working with the City of Placentia and the Placentia Yorba Linda School District on updating our what's called a active transportation plan. So we are currently going over and reviewing our plan, which includes sidewalks, trails, bike paths, bike trails, and seeing how well they're connected, how well they work in our city. And so we are asking the public feedback to please go to our website, which Mike, I'm hoping you can link. Mm-hmm. And there's a map that you can go on and you can click and leave notes about what you think is working well, what you think is not working well, what are some potential ideas for improving our sidewalks, trails, and overall connectivity. The idea behind an active transportation plan is to improve just the mobility, especially when it comes to pedestrians and bikers and runners and equestrians all throughout our city.
And like Anthony said, you will be seeing the link here with this video or in the video. It's a little bit more complex to actually quote right now, especially while we're on the bikes.
Yeah.
So, but we'll get you the link to check that out.
And then also there will be a couple of community meetings starting in January. So please be on the lookout for that as well if you do want to learn more about it.
I mean, and that's a great thing about a city like Yorba Linda, a moderate-sized city, but a small government. There's a lot of opportunity for participation from the people in the community. So,
exactly.
So if you're interested in that, like Anthony said, there'll be a bunch of meetings to get out there and check out and talk about what your thoughts are. So, I think that's pretty much it. Other than next year's kind of a big year for you personally, right? Personally, professionally. So
yes, it is.
I think we announced it last time on here, but just to remind everybody, you are running for Yorba Linda City Council next year, correct?
Yes, I am, Mike.
Okay. So, any other thoughts on that?
No, I just hope that I could earn your trust and your vote Most people pay attention to the presidential election, but really here locally is what really matters. Your local city council has the most effect on what happens in your everyday life. And so I just hope from what you've seen that I can earn your trust and your vote. If you have any questions, please do feel free to reach out to me, whether it's on through any of my emails or through social media whatsoever. You can also contact Mike, and he can also transfer you over to me as well. But I would really appreciate your trust and your vote.
All right. Well, thanks, Anthony. So we look forward to the campaign next year, and we'll get to do a few more editions. Who knows where we'll be next year for our videos if we're at the gym here today. But special thanks again to Simone Lecompte and Smart Fit Method for hosting us. Come down, check it out if you haven't been here. This isn't a regular gym. This is like a state-of-the-art. How would you describe it? She uses a lot of AI. It's really like cutting-edge science and technology here. So definitely worth a visit. I think she has a free promo to check it out for free one time. So it's definitely worth it if you're looking at getting in shape in any way.
Yeah, I love it because it's 3 20-minute workouts a week. And especially it's great if you have a very busy schedule and want to be active. This is the perfect way to do it.
All right, everybody. Well, have a happy holiday, happy new year. We will see you back in 2024. Take care.